So many people want to use these plug-in space heaters in their RVs, and personally, I think it's just a terrible idea, and I think it's just a disaster waiting to happen. This particular floor heater, made by Lasko, has three settings on it for wattage draw, with the highest being at 1500. We'll look at another space heater. This one is an oil-filled, made by DeLonghi, and its max wattage rating is 1500 or 1800. Not certain on the max, but I think it's 1500 or 1800. Here I'm going to show you a circuit. This is in a house, but we're going to show you this circuit that both of these heaters are tied to, and we only run one at a time, and I'm going to show you why. We'll go turn on the Lasko unit first, and that's this unit down here on the floor. Okay, so this is with the 1500 Lasko running, and we have it on the high setting, so you can see 16.5 amps now on a 20 amp circuit. If I drop that Lasko down to its lowest power setting, it has 3 ranges. We're still drawing over 10 amps on a 20 amp circuit. I have now gone out and turned on the ceramic oil-filled heater that I showed you, and you can see that on its highest setting, it's pulling well over 16 amps on a 20 amp circuit. And this is the same oil-filled ceramic heater that you saw, and on its lowest setting it has 3 ranges. We are drawing well over 9.5 amps on this 20 amp circuit. We've now turned both the heaters are off, and just the normal everyday things are plugged into the outlets, and you can see on this 20 amp circuit we're drawing, we'll call it 4 amps continuous. And I'm just saying that with these Lasko or the DeLonghi ceramic oil-filled heaters, this is a picture of the DeLonghi oil-filled ceramic heater, and they're both quality heaters, and but you can see that when you turn either one of these heaters on a 20 amp circuit, you are pulling a lot of power. And in a fifth wheel RV type circuit, those outlets, if you have not gone in and replaced them, those outlets are wired using the RV industry standard self-contained outlet, which on the back side the wires are simply pushed in with a tool, and the process is when the tool pushes the wire into those spring clip terminals on the back side of the outlet, it's supposed to pierce the insulation and then give a good contact to the hot, the neutral, and the ground wires. And what all too often happens is the contact is not very good, because the spring cutters on the wire retention clips on the back side of that self-contained outlet, they don't cut in to the insulation on the wire very good, and you've got a poor contact, and with that poor contact, you're trying to draw, 1,500 watts, 1,800 watts at 120 volts is 15 amps. So if you're running an 1,800 watt heater on that RV circuit, you are going to be drawing 15 amps if you run the heater on the high power setting. I've used my house wiring just because I'm in the process of rewiring a couple of circuits that one circuit that we had an issue with. But it makes a good test bed because the 120 is 120, and so you have a power center box in your RV with circuit breakers on it, and you have a main feed coming in from the back of the RV that feeds up to the power center, and then all of those breakers are wired separately to each circuit. And so you can see that you can quickly overload one of those RV outlets, and if you're sitting there running that floor heater continuously, you are drawing the max power or max amperage, or close to the max amperage across that Romex wiring that's used in those circuits to wire your wall outlets and stuff with. And eventually you are going to have problems. And I just would not run a plug-in heater in an RV. I just wouldn't do it. You know, you've got a fireplace you can run, and you've got a furnace, or you've got a heat pump. And I just, all the people out there in the wintertime that are living full-time, I know you got to do something for heat, but you can see real quickly what's going to happen if you don't at least upgrade the original self-contained outlets, wall outlets that are in your fifth wheel.